In this video, we're going to look at Daniel Oturu's NBA debut on Friday evening. This was Daniel Oturu's first game action in 9 months. He last played in March for the University of Minnesota. Here, he comes up to set a screen, but he doesn't really make contact. But this is an area of Oturu's game where he can excel. He's a good screener. Here, though, you will notice the Lakers are in zone defense, and the middle of the zone is open. And Oturu sits in the middle of that zone, and he's going to end up getting the ball. This little pass fake right there draws the defender away from him, and Oturu drives. At this moment, he has his defender beat, and yet he still ball fakes and ball shows to get the defender up and away from him, and goes up with a nice solid finish to score his first 2 points in his NBA career. This is a play where Oturu shows his actual smarts and his hustle. He's hustling down the floor here, but as we pause it here, he looks back and sees the guard pushing in transition, so Oturu kicks it into another gear, and he's going to actually go down into the paint, and he executes what is called a deep seal right here. He establishes himself in the restricted area, gets the ball, bumps against the defender to establish dominance, and as he turns back towards the lane, he spots a defender helping, and he's going to end up ducking through to avoid the defender and goes up with a nice, strong finish. Daniel Oturu does have some offensive finishing ability around the rim. An area and aspect of Oturu's game that we actually didn't see in this preseason opener in his limited action of 15 minutes is we never got to see him with his pick and pop or his three-point shot, which he did shoot relatively well for a big man in college from three during his sophomore season at the University of Minnesota. His stuff in this game was pretty much around the rim, and there wasn't a lot, but it was interesting. Here, as the ball gets thrown to Malik Fitz, Oturu is already moving towards the paint. Like, he's drawing the defender. He's trying to get himself into position. Malik Fitz with a nice little hop step gather, and as he goes up, Oturu's defender comes over to challenge and contest the shot, leaving Oturu in good rebounding position, and he outleaps the defender for the ball to get there first. He then is surrounded by 4 defenders here, but Oturu doesn't panic. He's patient, and he goes up strong with a slam dunk. Daniel Oturu does have offensive skill, and it's really apparent. The negatives to Daniel Oturu, especially on the offensive end, are that he can get a tad tunnel visioned and not really look to pass the ball as much as he should. Here he executes a dribble handoff with Amir Coffey on the wing. We're not really going to focus on that because as he does it, he ends up getting mid-post position and faces up against Kyle Kuzma. And he's going to drive right towards the baseline, but in doing so, the defense collapses, but he gets too far towards the baseline with no help to be able to pass to. He does have a passing lane here back to the top of the key, but he either doesn't trust himself to make it or just, doesn't see him. And he ends up getting a defensive 3-second violation right about here as he tries to make a pass. The thing with Oturu is he needs to not, get so tunnel visioned into trying to just do his own thing. He needs to be a little bit better passer. To be honest, defensively, Daniel Oturu didn't have much to do in this game. This is really the only play where he's really directly involved. He gets caught reaching out towards Kuzma. He looks like he's beat, but he does really well moving his feet to get back in front of Kuzma to stop the drive, and he forces Kuzma into this really tough shot, and it's a miss. And if Daniel Oturu can move his feet this well, that's a good sign for him going forward. The Lakers get the ball on a rebound, and they make a 3, but this was actually real quality defense on Oturu's part. As I said, there really wasn't much to take away from Oturu defensively in this game. This is a goaltending violation he had late in the game that could have been also called a block, but it was very close. But, overall, besides the turnovers and just, the way that he didn't make decisions great all the time, I thought Oturu moved well, did well on the offensive end, and you know what? Maybe the sky's the limit for him with a little bit more work.